Hey guys, it's Miki ASMR here, and today I'm going to be reading a Tsukishima Kei ex-listener. This one is titled Beautiful, and without further ado, let's get right on to the video. Tsukishima Kei wasn't the type of person to poke his nose in others' businesses. He preferred not to get involved with anyone who he didn't have to interact to in the first place. But your fidgeting form caught his eye in the bustling hallway. He noticed you holding a letter close to your chest, almost as if your life depended on it. A love letter. He didn't know your name, you weren't in his class, and he'd never seen you before that moment. But something in him compelled him to keep an eye on you, almost as if he was curious about who the letter was for. Whoever they were, they surely had a great impact on you, considering how restless you were while walking down the hallway. Raising an eyebrow, he followed your fumbling self, making sure not to lose you, the voice in the back of his head telling him to keep track or he might lose you and never see you again. He watched as you got to an open hall, and he witnessed a joyous sparkle in your eyes as they had locked on something, or rather, someone. Tsukishima heard your voice for the first time as you said something to someone else. As you said someone else's name, one he didn't know either. Your voice wasn't really special in the slightest. It wasn't velvety soft or sweet to hear, it was just a voice. And for some reason, it managed to cause his heart to stutter with excitement. The blonde boy hid behind the corner, watching the scene that would unravel. You hurried over to another boy, possibly in your class. He wasn't anything special either. He was just one of those students who wore their uniforms loosely to fit a rebellion against the school, despite the school not having a very strict way of how the uniforms were worn by students. He strolled over to you, hands in his pockets. "What's up, Ryan?" Even his voice was average. The way of talking, though, reminded Tsukishima of a cooler sounding Tanaka. I just wanted to just spit out what you want to say already. The worst he'll do is reject you, Tsukishima thought to himself, scowling at your inability to confess with confidence. Why did he even care? Your grip nervously tightened on the love letter, unintentionally crumbling it together. Crush-kun, a feminine voice stopped you, dead in your attempts, your face growing pale. The new addition to this event was a cutesy girl. Long locks of hair was held back by a ribbon. Everything about her was cute. Her voice, the way she ran over, how she wore her uniform, and by the looks of it, she wore makeup as well, which Tsukishima was sure that was against the rules, but he wouldn't be surprised if the teacher never bothered to point it out, because they probably did notice. She reached over to the boy you were confessing to, her arms hugging one of his own. Tsukishima could have sworn he heard your heart break from where he was. "So, what were you saying, Ryan?" the boy asked, looking at you. Your lip twitched for a moment before you forced a smile, one that wouldn't convince anyone intelligent. Never mind, Crush-kun. I'm sorry I bothered you. It's fine. See you in class." He gave her a small wave before walking off with the cute girl, pulling his arm away, only to hold her hand in his. Tsukishima watched this unfold, merely letting out a sigh. Things like this only crash and burn in his eyes. It's only natural that the guy would rather date a girl like that, while girls like you were left in heartbreak. He was about to turn and leave when he heard a whimpering sound escape your throat. You fell to your knees and began wailing in sadness, tears quickly rolling down your cheeks as you sobbed. The blonde could only stare in shock. He couldn't believe that he was thinking this, but you looked beautiful when you cried like that. Breaking out of his trance, he let out a breath and reached in his pocket, and pulling out a handkerchief, a wet cloth with a crescent moves just onto the corner, as long with Tsukishima Kei, his name. It was written in Japanese, I was just assuming that's what it said. He couldn't believe he was doing this. He made his way over to you and dropped the handkerchief onto your head, causing you to look up in surprise, as well as the horror at the fact that someone witnessed your sob fest, the fabric falling onto the floor behind you. Tsukishima clicked his tongue and picked it up anyways, this time dropping it onto your face. He used this to wipe your tears away, and don't bother giving it back if you blow snot into it. Sticking his hands in his pockets, he turned and headed back to class, leaving you in silent shock as your love letter was crumpled onto the floor. As he walked back, he thought back to his words. They were basically just telling you to keep it, in case you needed it again. And considering how easy it was for you to fall in love, from what he could see anyways, you would definitely need it again. Tsukishima, a hyperactive voice he knew too well, broke him out of his thoughts as he lazily, helped his classmates clean up the classroom. He looked out of the doorway, seeing an orange head of hair, and a voice that he knew all too well come in. "What do you want?" he asked begrudgingly, responding, scowling at him. "YN wants to talk to you." YN? I haven't heard that name since the other day. Realization hit him, and he saw a familiar fidgeting figure behind Hinata, slightly taller than him. He sighed and responded with a, "I'll be done in a minute." "Suki, I can finish it up for you," his best friend Yamaguchi interjected. Bless his little heart. But the freckled boy's kindness wasn't what Tsukishima wanted at the moment, for he was planning to take as long as he could to make sure he became impatient and would just leave. But knowing he couldn't refuse the offer that was just made right in front of everyone, he let out yet another sigh. "Alright, thanks, I guess," he grumbled. "No problem, Suki." He made his way over to the door, and after grabbing his bag, Hinata had disappeared at that point. You remained fumbling your hands and looking down. "What?" Tsukishima asked, looking down at you. The sooner this conversation was over, the sooner his heart would calm down. Did you see what happened yesterday? Are you getting rejected without even confessing? Yeah, he said with such a blunt tone, even he wanted to flinch, as his words, considering you did. I see. You reach into your pocket, pulling out the handkerchief, holding on to it. Here's your handkerchief, Tsukishima-kun. He took it back and stuffed it into his own pocket. Was that all you wanted? No, I just wanted to thank you as well. Thank me? It was just a handkerchief. Tsukishima narrowed his eyes. No, not for that. Then for what? You opened your mouth to say something, but nothing came out. You closed it again, looking down at the floor with hesitation. Never mind. You wanted desperately to say it, but you couldn't, and Tsukishima saw that clearly. He stayed quiet for a moment. You want to come to volleyball practice with me? You looked up again, a faint blush on your cheeks. Huh? He cleared his throat. I mean, with us. When Yamaguchi finishes up, I was going to walk with him to practice, and Shorty will be there too. For the first time, you let out a slight laugh. Now that was a beautiful sound. Sure, I'd love to. Practice was a disaster. Tsukishima was ever so distracted with your new cheerful expression throughout the entire thing that he received worse than usual, spilled his water from the water bottle, and even missed his mouth multiple times, slipping on said water, and even worse, took a spike directly to the face. It had gotten so bad that he was forced to sit out for a while and couldn't think of any comeback whatsoever from the freak duo's teasing remarks. It didn't get any better when you sat directly beside him, because he heard your voice right next to him. His mind was filled with girlish screams. At this point, he knew why he was feeling this way. He just didn't want to acknowledge it. He barely knew you, and you barely knew him. Are you okay, Tsukishima-kun? Your voice filled with worry for his well-being. I'm fine, he grumbled. Does this happen a lot? No, today's just a bad day. You hit your head quite a few times, he commented. Bad day. You sure? Bad day, he kept insisting. Another laugh escaped your throat, causing his chest to swell with the fuzzy warmth and butterflies to rummage through his stomach. I hope next practice will be better. If you're there. Wait, what? Realizing the words that left his mouth, Tsukishima grew pale. That wasn't like him in the slightest. I mean, today was a really bad day. Normally, he would have thought of a comeback on the spot. After a few moments of silence, you let out yet another laugh. I'll come to practice if it makes you feel better. Never in Tsukishima's life had his ears felt more red with embarrassment. That was so cute, stop. Oh my god, that was adorable. Oh my god, anyway, Tsukishima, please marry me. That was so cute, oh my god. The way he that was so cute, oh my god. Sorry you guys, I'm just big simp for Tsukishima, like a big simp for him, so that was so cute. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, because I really enjoyed reading that, and if you did, make sure you tap the subscribe button and the notification button so you can get notified when I post a video, and comment down below some other characters you want me to read, because I'll definitely do them for you guys, and also like the video because it is something for the YouTube algorithm. And that's all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're here by the end of the video, you are the real MVP, and I really appreciate that you guys are still here with me. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, and goodbye.